introducing Miss Janine Teo, which is the CEO of Soft Education and also the director and co-founder of New in Asia. So she is very special for all of us here. She is also a recipient of the International Intellectual Benefits to Society Awards by Mensa International and an advisor to the Asian Development Bank for Digital Technology for Development. Her visionary leadership and commitment to innovation in learning and development make her an very ideal speaker for this topic. So please join me in welcoming Ms. Janine Teo as she shares her expertise on learning and development 2.0. Also, please give Mr. Eugene Sea a round of applause for his session. And also welcoming Janine.
Hi, hello everyone. So let me first try to share my screen. Let's go. Okay, can you see my screen full screen? Fantastic. All right, thank you so much for having me. And Eugene, I really enjoyed your speech. In fact, fun fact is that I listen to Ai Piazza every day. And it's my father's favorite karaoke song as well. For the ones who don't know this Hokkien song, it's actually talking about as long as you're willing to fight, you can win. And I think that is so apt as a starting, precursor to my sharing about learning and development in the age of digital transformation. I want to bring you guys back to when I first started work. So for some people who don't know, the first job that I have out of school was in France, Paris, as a computer engineer. And at that point, I have never been to Europe and I do not speak French. So I just landed there and I needed to sort of figure out the system myself. And I remembered that I was surprised in Paris that I needed to buy this paper tickets in the Paris metro, if maybe some of you have that experience. And because I've not used paper train tickets ever in my life. And this screenshot is from a YouTuber who is teaching people how to transit from the paper ticket to the tap and go card. Paris Metro paper tickets has been in existence for 120 years, and it's only retiring like just as we speak. Now, think about that as contrast to in Singapore, our train system was launched in 1988. So a good, 80, 90 years after the Paris metro system. And for all of us in Singapore here, we don't even know that, a paper train system tickets exist. And in fact, we launched our Tap and Go EasyLink in 2002, way ahead of French system. And why am I sharing this? I thought to myself at that point is that the more advanced you are, sometimes the harder it is to unlearn, right? And this brings me to another topic, another industry, mobile payment systems. Singapore's PayNow, if you know, has been launched in 2017, but it wasn't until during COVID then we really drove wide-scale adoption. And this just shows actually how hard it is to unlearn something when people are already, used to something, used to a system that they feel works. And this, as compared to in the Philippines, they have launched their own mobile payment system in 2004. And fun fact is, Bangladesh, bKash was launched in 2011. So it got me to wonder, right? And I'm an optimist. So the lesson that I take away from all this is, if we are ahead of the curve today, it does not mean that we will be ahead of the curve in 5 years' time or 10 years' time. In fact, we should be really worried because the feeling of being ahead of the curve means that it is actually a lot harder for us to unlearn. And for the ones who feel, oh my gosh, AI is so confusing, all these changes are so foreign to me, I'm not sure if I can catch up. Well, the good news is that you've got nothing to unlearn. You start with a blank canvas. And with that, you actually can run faster than the people who seem so many steps ahead of you. And I guess I end my story by sharing that Japan, since a lot of people are going to Japan for holidays nowadays, Japan's Eastern Railway is still on. Recently, I saw an article that they will plan to get rid of their paper system by 2027. So I hope this kicks in. So to me, I think the illiterate of the 21st century will not be the ones who cannot read or write, actually are the ones who are not able to learn, not able to unlearn, and not able to relearn. And why is learning and development so important today? The stakes are actually very high. We've got, first, a rapid pace of technological change. And with AI, the change is just going to be faster and faster. Businesses, we have already seen, face disruption. And ourselves, we could be obsolete if we don't keep learning and improving ourselves. I'm sure some of you have gone through have seen the evolution of work and our career. Now, and many of us might have came into the workforce during the digital work age, and we are right at the start of the intelligent work phase. So think about it. If we are right at the start, this means that actually it is still a wide space out there. It's still a wide ocean out there. There are so many things to figure out. And what we can do really is to take responsibility, take charge of our own development to continue to develop and grow. This is what I am thinking of, the learning paradox. Actually, many people are saying, well, I want to learn all this technology, but it's so difficult. However, you can use technology to learn the technology, but I'm not good in technology. Within my team, I had in among the audience that I'm interacting with. Emerging technologies do require and enable personal learning. And we have all seen artificial intelligence, gamification, and micro learning has been transforming how we learn. So I would like to share a bit of the evolution of corporate learning, since all of us are working adults here. First, if you all remember, long ago, when we first started corporate learning, it's a lot about e-learning, self-paced courses, and you can do it whenever you want. And that system is able to scale, but there's very minimal interaction. And we all know self-paced learning actually have very low retention rate. And hence, because of that, we've moved into blended learning where there's the in-person learning as well as the online portion of it. So online actually can cover the theory and people are able to have that social interaction to feel like there's collaboration. And for humans, that social collaboration, that social aspect of learning is so important. Now, then fast forward to today, we talk about AI-driven learning. So there is, with AI, there is a big potential of personalized learning as well as giving real-time feedback. And one of the projects that we are working on is to provide AI coaches. So here, AI mentors to guide you along your path because everybody's paths are different. Everybody's learning speed or needs are different. And I find this space really exciting. So with this so immersive and tailored learning, I think we are poised to really grow faster together with the technology. So one thing that we have been doing, and I will share our case study in a bit, is to leverage AI for self-development. We use AI to assess where our needs are, because sometimes when I talk to people, well, you need to develop yourself. And the people answered me back, well, I don't know what I should be developing. And AI can help you assess. And then based on the assessment, the AI now is able to also personalize the learning path. If you haven't tried it with the different AI platforms, I really encourage you to try that. And at the same time, with AI as a coach, you are able to have real-time feedback. And there are many different virtual mentors so that you can access expertise anywhere, anytime. And this I'm really excited about. So at Soft Education, what we have done, and our main goal is to empower marginalized communities with accessible education. And to date, we have already reached over 1 million learners, and we have delivered over 25 million lessons through our gamified platform, as you can see in the screenshot here. Our flagship product is our EdBot.ai. So what we do really is to build an AI coach onto the platform itself. So to access our AI teacher is EdBot.ai. And what we do is that in the world where we don't know what skills will be relevant and what jobs will be available in 5 to 10 years' time, what we do is to first focus on the foundational skills of being able to learn how to learn. And the two sides of the skills, the hard skills and the soft skills, the hard skills being numeracy and literacy. If you cannot comprehend, you can't read, you can't think, you can't analyze, it's very hard for you to learn anything. And then on top of that, we layer over the skills of learning how to learn and many other skills that help you be ready to join the workforce. So our platform is actually very workforce focused. And on top of that, I already talked about underserved communities, but we also create a big learning community so that the learners actually help each other and collaborate with each other. And we find that being very important to give learners first the exposure to the world, but also a community that they feel cheer for them when they make progress and help each other. An earlier speaker has shared this, WEF, Skills of the Future. I thought it's still worth to share, but I also want to caution that WEF's Skills of the Future change on a yearly basis. So we have to take it with a grain of salt. So analytical thinking, resilience, flexibility, and agility, leadership, social influence. These are the skills that WEF forecasts will increase in prominence for the next 5 years. And all of us here are active on LinkedIn as well. So that really plays a part in social influence. And from 2030 onwards, AI big data is going to be an additional skill that will play a big part in our lives. So today, you can kind of still get away if you don't know AI, right? But not for long. And I just thought to share this interesting information that I found. The global corporate learning market is huge, right? And this really shows that companies know that they are being disrupted. They will be disrupted if they don't invest in their human capital. Basically, if they don't upskill their teams, they're going to lose out. And hence, companies are spending 330 billion globally. And you can see the different mix of where the companies are spending their monies on. And there's a big part, as I can see here, are into leadership skills, right? So if I were to add the executive and leadership pie together with the managerial pie is close to 20%. So this just means really investing in your leaders and having good leaders is what corporate really think about. And since we are all leaders here, I just like to share what I think a leader's role in all these things. It is so important to build a culture of continuous learning, to leverage on technology for scalable solutions. And also, I think the last part is where I think is most important is to enable employees with ownership of their learning journeys. I remember, when I was starting my career and I get assigned, learning modules, which I'm not quite convinced that I need to learn. I'll just be there clicking next, 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 right? And, tick a box and have it done. And I think this applies to the employees of today. So by empowering the employees and they themselves realize or discover what they feel they need to learn is where the power of the learning revolution will start. With that, I really want to end by saying learning never exhausts the mind. And I hope everybody do not stop learning. Actually, one of the main reasons why Andrew and I are starting this and New in Asia is that we think we are all here to learn from each other and grow together. There is so much wisdom amongst all of us here. So with that, I look forward to be connected with you. The QR code links up to my LinkedIn, and I welcome any questions. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Janine, for the very interesting sharing session as well, and also for foreseeing what kind of skills that we also need in order for us to always keep learning and learning.